All right, this is take 3 now. Take 1 was pitiful all around. Take 2 was bad data signal, so we couldn't get enough juice out here in the sticks of Graves County to broadcast. Take 3, hopefully we can get through this. Here's what I was saying. This may be God saying it's time to go back into church or something for regular Wednesday night devotions. I don't know, so we'll see. But for Sunday morning at 10:30, got 3 pop-up canopies, 10 foot by 10 foot, bring you some shade. The first 3 people, families, got that for you. Maybe you don't have a pop-up canopy, so we have 3 that will be for you to take advantage of. Got some other people that are bringing their pop-up canopies, and they're going to set those up as well. So I encourage you, bring your lawn chair. If you need a canopy, we have a few available. Take advantage of it. So bring that lawn chair, bring your canopy, slide in there, and we'll fellowship and have service in our lawn chairs. If you still don't want to get out in amongst the little bit of people there, then you can stay in your car as well. That will always be an option. But this Sunday does look like it is warming up. It was sunny last week, and it looks like it's going to be sunny and a little warmer this Sunday, which is better than storms, but just want to make it bearable for you. Psalm 131 is where we are. There are 93 million selfies posted every day. They say there is a picture posted every second. While on the moon, Neil Armstrong only took 5 pictures. But today we will take 5 pictures of our dessert and post that online. 5% of the people who take selfies, take pictures, take an average of 30 a day. The National Medical Association of Plastic Surgeons says people bring in cell phone pictures of their selfies, of their self, and they say, this is how I look. Make all of these areas look better so they look good on social media. Some doctors say there's an ailment now, and they're calling it the selfie wrist. It's like carpal tunnel syndrome, but they are having this ailment because they're taking these selfies all the time. So today there is an entire generation that is absorbed with self. Do you remember Lucille Ball from the I Love Lucy show, Lucy on there? She had in Vivian, I believe that was her real name, Vivian. But anyway, in Vivian's contract that she could never weigh less than Lucy. That's a sign of pride. So here we are in Psalm 131, and David, who writes this, is going to be talking about pride, about not being proud. And that's what he starts this out. O Lord, my heart is not proud. My heart is not lifted up in pride. David wrote this psalm, and with everything that he could have accomplished, his heart could have been proud. He could have had that influence on his heart. David just recaps some of the milestones of David's life. He's the king of Israel. As a young person, he's beaten the Philistines who had threatened Israel all through Saul's reign. David comes in and whips up. Scripture says that David had rest on every side, that he defeated the enemies around him, and that he enlarged the territory of Israel under his kingship. David said, he was looking at his palace, and his house, he said, why should I live in such a beautiful house when the ark is in a tent? The ark wasn't even in Jerusalem, so David brings the ark up to Jerusalem, and he wants to build a house for the ark. God had told David, he said that your house will last forever, that there will always be somebody from your lineage on the throne. David, upon hearing that, he goes and sets before the Lord. In his humbleness, David asks and says, who am I? Who is my house that you have brought me safe this far, that you brought me here? So that was David's heart. He's showing, hey, I'm not proud, I'm not boastful. David was humble. So let's look at the rest of that line. O Lord, my heart is not proud, nor my eyes haughty. And if you remember in 1 Samuel chapter 18, David has killed Goliath. Saul had given David a large portion of his army to lead, to direct, and to look. We're going to look at the comparison of this verse 1 here in Psalm 131 with 1 Samuel. Remember David said, my heart's not proud, my eyes are not haughty. How does that verse compare to Psalm 18 verse 30? That David's not prideful, his eyes aren't haughty. Then the commanders of the Philistines went out to battle.
And it happened as often as they went out that David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul. So his name was highly esteemed. And esteemed means that he was exalted by God. God exalted him. David says, I've set aside selfish ambition for the name of God. I want God's name to be glorified over anything I do. So back to verse 1, Psalm 131. O Lord, my heart is not proud, nor my eyes haughty. He says, I want God to be esteemed over me. I want God to be glorified over me. Nor do I involve myself in great matters or in things too difficult for me. Surely I have composed and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child rests against his mother. My soul is like a weaned child within me. David says, I'm setting this aside. I am composing myself. David said, I am self-disciplining. And this is an action that he's doing on his own. He has calmed himself. He's leveled himself out. Surely I have calmed myself and quieted my soul. David says he's done this. He's disciplining himself. The opposite of that is how a child acts out in a crowd. We've all heard that. We've all witnessed that. How they might scream, how they might yell, how they might kick and throw a fit to get their way. David says, I've grown up. I've disciplined myself. We've all seen adults too. Adults have aged, but they've never grown up. They throw a fit in their own way. They want to be the center of attention. David says, I'm not acting that way. You could turn your TV on this evening and watch people babble. They would talk about stuff that they have no idea what they're talking about. Their words would be lost to them, and they would just ramble on. David says, I don't have to be one who babbles aimlessly. So David says, I don't need this attention. I have self-disciplined myself, my inner self. For us today, David would tell us, grow up. Just grow up. Have some self-discipline. Don't puff yourself up. Do all things for the glory of God. Verse 3, O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forever. David says God should be our ambition. Israel, hope in the Lord. Let God be your ambition. We should be pleasing to God. Our daily activity should be pleasing to God. Do we live a life toward others that is pleasing to God? Do you live a life that is quiet, a quiet life? Do you have the right attitude in the life that you live? This is a song. This psalm is a song that they would sing, the song of ascent as they went up to the temple. They would sing this as a song. We're putting aside the pride. We're pushing that pride aside, and our ambition in our daily life is to be pleasing to God. We are growing up. We're self-disciplined. We're going to be pleasing to God in our daily life. Now, I told you I've been watching a little bit of Andy Griffith. In one of the episodes, there's a 19-year-old rich boy who sideswipes a truck, and he says he didn't do it. But the owner is giving a different story, saying, no, this boy did do it. Well, Andy has had enough of this rich boy, and he puts the rich boy in jail. The boy says, do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? My dad will come here and get me out of this. Well, while that boy is in jail, Opie comes by the police station, talks to Andy. Opie's going to be honest. He tells Andy, hey, we were playing ball. I broke a window out. So he's honest, and Andy says, well, you're going to have to pay to replace it. And Opie says, okay. And Andy sends him on his way. While that boy in jail, he says, come on, man, don't you think you should help that kid out? And he says he has to stand on his own. He has to take his own responsibility. Well, the dad's boy does. He finally sends a lawyer to get this rich kid out of jail. The owner of the truck has retracted his story because the dad has bought the owner a new truck. So the boy is going to get the opportunity to just walk out of jail free. But the boy speaks up and says, no, that's not how this all went. I did it just as the owner originally said. I'm guilty. The lawyer says, quit talking. What are you saying? Why are you saying this? And he asks Andy, why? He asks the sheriff, why is this boy saying this? Andy says, let's just say he broke a window and wants to stand on his own 2 feet. Sometimes we as Christians need to hear from God and take a step in maturity as well. Sometimes we need to practice some self-discipline. Sometimes we need to put the esteem of God, all times we need to put the esteem of God ahead of ourselves. Put others ahead of ourselves. Are we glorifying God in our daily lives? So that's our devotion for this evening. I hope this take makes it. I hope it looks good and sounds good. Don't forget, this Sunday, 10:30, still doing the drive-in church, but you can bring a lawn chair. I encourage you to bring that lawn chair. Got 3 pop-up canopies for the first 3 people or family that have a lawn chair with them. They can get in there. Our family will have a canopy as well. I think a couple others will bring one. So take advantage of that. Come out, fellowship, still social distancing, but be able to see people. You've been asking who's there. I wanted to see them a little bit better than you have been. So this is a great opportunity. Look forward to seeing you Sunday, 10:30. Y'all have a great rest of the week.